Hey, what are you doing? I'm sitting out here listening to the rain. It's really nice. It's cooler than it's been. It's still kind of sticky, but I like rain. But so, how are you? I'm pretty good. We had a busy weekend. I was super tired. I'll tell you all about that in a minute. I'm just gonna go over some current events. I suppose you saw the president's July 4th speech about how we slippy swipped through Vietnam in one desert storm. I don't know what he's on, but he needs a new dealer. Uh, Now, granted, there were some people from the Republican Party who were squawking about how we was taken out of context, that there was a whole paragraph there about aircraft carriers or something. And I just want to remind those people of 2012. Remember when Mitt Romney built his entire campaign out of "you didn't make that," which was totally taken out of context and was completely misleading, and they spent millions of dollars on it. And so I would like everyone who's talking about how we're taking the president out of context to please step down off the world's shortest high horse and have a nice big cup of shut the fuck up, okay? We really shouldn't have to be sifting through this slew of god-awful verbiage anyway every time he opens his freaking mouth and can't stumbles from one end of a sentence to another like a drunk on an icy street. I can't even imitate Trump plausibly because it's so hard for me to make my mind like do that, whatever it is that leads him from paragraph to paragraph to I'm on not on enough drugs to do a good Trump impression, I guess. Maybe that's it. He was talking in an interview the other day about Biden's stutter. Well, he was saying, he can't finish a sentence. He can't speak. And it's like, I guess his house doesn't have mirrors. But, to me, that's a mark of Trump's desperation at this point. That he's like pulling those playground taunts out and putting them on the table. Like that's late game kind of desperate, back against the wall kind of stuff, it seems like to me. Doesn't it to you? Doesn't he kind of have loser, like, flop sweat all over him now? He's doing something really weird with his makeup. It's all metallic, like a drag queen. It's very strange. I don't know. Someone on Twitter over the weekend suggested that those brownish stains on his face were amniotic fluid. Somebody else said gravy. I said he's just been clearly hosed down with shit sauce. I can't wait till he's gone. He will go away someday, right? I'll be relieved, as somebody was saying today. I'll be relieved when Biden's hand is on the Bible and he's sworn in January and walks into the Oval Office and is President Biden. Until then, I can't. I don't think I'm gonna ever relax. I don't think I'm gonna get a good night's sleep until then. It just feels so. Well, you know how it feels. This whole year has just been the most bizarre, dark, keeps getting worse. And yet, we are in the midst of a massive sea change in public attitudes toward the Black Lives Matter movement and toward racial equality and social justice. So it's a hopeful time. And I think that if the Biden campaign knows what they're doing, they will tap into that hope that it's not lights out in America yet, that we still have some spirit in us and we're still kicking. It's important, I think, for us always to remember that, Trump got in on a lucky punch through the Electoral College in 2016, and never has the majority of people in this country supported him. It's just the people who support him are incredibly loud and incredibly screamy. You've seen it, the video with a woman freaking out in Target and trashing their display of masks because she's like, this is over, and she's so wired. And then there was another screamy, it's just, why are these people, they're so on edge. They're just like, I guess I would be too if I was watching my favorite dictator crumble before my very eyes. Their God has feet of clay, and I think they're starting to figure it out. And it's the QAnon people and the Alex Jones people. It really is like mental illness has become a political party unto itself in our country. Bob Cesca calls it our national nervous breakdown. But we have to figure out what's happened to these people, why are they like this, and how can we help them? Because ultimately they are, they're sick people. They're not in touch with reality. And we're all having crazy anxiety right now, and that makes everything worse. Still though, it's alarming. I saw a video of an older man jumping on a teenaged worker at Walmart because he thought the kid's pants were too low, and he's taking swings at him. It's nuts. And just the other day, Saturday, I was driving through my neighborhood and I saw one of those guys, one of those walking potato people. He's probably a Trump supporter, an older white guy, but I waved at him to be neighborly, and he immediately started yelling at me to slow down. Just I don't know who told these people they're in charge, but they really think they are. They think they are the hall monitors, and we're all just their unruly subjects that have to be knocked into line. I have hopes. I like the way that, Trump is behind in every poll, but we saw that in 2016. But I just, so many people are going to die unnecessarily. So many people are about to lose their homes. I'm lucky. For now, I have a month's rent left in the bank, just in case. But it's gonna get dark. I saw the video over the weekend that you all saw of all those people crammed in to tiny spaces in their bathing suits, getting water all over each other and laughing and carrying on, and not a mask in sight. And there's going to be a lot of sick people, and it's already get comfortable in lockdown, guys. That's where we're going, and that's really the only safe thing right now. And I hate to be a fear monger. I think we have to keep ourselves safe. And our government has gone from neglecting us to actively trying to harm us now. And of course, that's been Black people's reality their whole lives, and a lot of queer people's reality too, that the government is actually trying to hurt me. So I get that, but it's just, I worry about healthcare workers. I worry about the ER team that saved my life when I had a heart attack. All those people still work in the hospital. And they're gonna, I don't know. I was encouraged when I went to the grocery store the other day, though, and saw that most of the people there had masks on, except for one or two stragglers. But on the whole, I think people are getting the message. But really, we need to be home. People need to stay home. Yeah, I saw images from Fire Island over the weekend, which is for some of you who don't know, a big gay thing that they do every summer. And I've never been there. I've never really wanted to go there because it always seemed like it was full of a bunch of the kind of people that I really don't like. Very rich, white, we are the elite kind of people, and I've just never been my scene. Really, I've never seen pictures of Fire Island where there were any Black people at all, or Latin people. It's so Stepford gays, just miles and miles of Ken dolls and thongs. And I just, but I'm appalled. And people were saying, should we be, casting aspersions on those people as a gay, the gay community? And because they're gay. And I'm oh, absolutely, yes, we should be, because, gay people can be just as thoughtless and heedless and selfish as anybody else. And the people who went to Fire Island this weekend, I just want to, you need to go sleep in a tent. You're putting your family and friends at risk. You are giving this virus more bodies. You're putting more fuel on the fire, and you're making it that much longer that we're all gonna have to deal with this. And it's, you know, I mean, there are going to be plenty of discos and sex parties and drugs to enjoy later in life if you survive. If I survive, because you went to a party, but if you can, please stay home. Man, I miss New York City. I would love to go to New York City. I miss the stationer shops. I miss just the smell of city is an amazing thing. But it's gonna have to wait. I can't even get in there now. I don't think people from Georgia are allowed in New York City now without having to sit in quarantine for 2 weeks. So we're gonna have to pay for everybody else's pissy choices, and that kind of sucks, but it's reality. But Trump apparently has, decided that he's gonna run on racism. He's like defending the Confederate flag, which he's from Queens. It's like, you don't even go here. He hasn't been in the South for the years and generations of struggle and heartache and pain and loss and I just, go back to New York or go to prison. I'm so tired of him. I'm so tired of his huge, blobby orange head. I'm so tired of his nasal voice and his, anyway. We did go in the studio over the weekend, and I had wanted to make you guys a little movie of that, and then I realized all of the times I've gone to the studio, I've gone in with a full band, and there's drums to set up, and drums to mic, and amps to set up, and amps to mic, and it was just me and Dave with his guitar, and so we set up, and we were there on the whole time, singing the whole time, so didn't really have a chance to pull up my phone and film anything. We had more tracks to record. We're going to do some backing vocals, and we're going to, mix it, and that should be hopefully by the end of the week. We're getting back together on Wednesday, so I'll keep you posted on that. I guess that's everything. Do you guys want to talk about fountain pens? I collect fountain pens. I'm kind of obsessed with them. I think they're wonderful. And I was thinking about doing a thing about that the other day, and I was like, no, they don't care. Because, I've been sitting here showing people my pens before and watch their eyes just glaze over. And so I don't know if that's, we want to keep it strictly politics. There was a thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, a writer from Japan from 1,000 years ago who I love, a woman named Sei Shonagon. And it just so happens that my favorite Japanese fountain pen company is putting out a pen to commemorate her. And we can talk about that. I make a blog post about it. So everybody hang in there. Rest, eat well, get outside, away from people though. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to months and months and months more of no more rock shows, no more choirs, no more anything that involves singing around other people. It hurts my heart. But this is the hand we've been dealt. And so we're gonna make the best of it. I'm gonna write some more music, and we're gonna do what we can. And I'll be here with you, I hope. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.